Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. For those of you new, my name is Dr. Candida Schwartz. I am a naturopathic doctor as well as an intuitive healer. For today's episode, I'm going to make the yummiest treat. It is nutritious, it is so good for you. I'm going to talk about all the health benefits while I demo putting it together. But it is going to be a chocolate blueberry almond crunch tart. It's raw, it's gluten-free, it's vegan, it's there's paleo, it's refined sugar free. I guess I'm being redundant with all of that, but I'm gonna go through it all, but let's just get started, okay? So here I have a 6-inch springform tart pan, and this is the brownie bottom layer. And I just want you to see the texture of this really rich fudgy brownie layer. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this fudgy brownie layer, the recipe is all below. And again, I am going to talk about all of the ingredients in just a bit. But I'm just taking a flat bottom glass, this is a rocks glass, and I'm just pushing it down to make a nice flat brownie bottom tart crust, if you will. You could just do this with your hands. I am a trained pastry chef, trained cook, and I just always have my old bosses in the back of my head saying, make it perfect, make sure your layers are perfect, make it perfect. So it's just kind of ingrained in me, but it's pretty good. And then here I have a really yummy chocolate filling. This is fudgy, it is creamy, it is rich. Look at that. I'm going to talk about all of this again in just a second. But I just want to put this on top of my tart crust, that brownie bottom crust. And then I will throw it in the refrigerator to set up. You could do a freezer if you want to start setting it up super fast for like 10 minutes. You could do a refrigerator if you just want it to set up, within half an hour or so. And then I'm just going to smoothen it out. And stick this in the freezer, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. That is in the freezer right now. I'm gonna put it in there for about a few minutes, like maybe 10 minutes while I'm chatting with you. What makes this tart so good for us? Well, the first thing is it's got almond flour. This is the kind that has the crust. It's still the skin of the almond is ground up to make this almond meal. You could use almond flour. That's where the skin is taken off. I find that it's more expensive and it doesn't really add to the dish. Of course, you could use it if you wanted to. I have used this Bob's almond meal. I've also used Trader Joe's almond meal. I think Trader Joe's is probably a little cheaper if that's a thing for you. But almonds, protein, fiber, especially the skin stuff, right? Raw, minimally processed, minerals, vitamin E, fiber, protein. It's one of the superfoods, right? And one of the superfoods is great for heart health, good for digestive health, like just good for the body, right? It's like overall, it's good for the body. So what else do I have in here? This is the cocoa powder I use. It's cacao powder. So cocoa powder is like the Hershey stuff. That's processed. It's processed. So this cacao, see CACAO, organic. I like the Better Body Foods, but there are lots of different companies that I've used in the past. But this is minimally processed. It's the raw cacao bean that again has been minimally processed, and it's a superfood. It's high in antioxidants, really rich in magnesium, rich in theobromine, It's yeah, I mean, it's got less caffeine than the Hershey's cocoa. There's actually very little caffeine in here, and because of all the magnesium, it's actually very calming and relaxing to the body. The theobromine kind of gives you a little bit of extra, wake up, a little bit more like focus and clarity. There are vitamins, minerals, natural fiber, phytonutrients. I mean, it's just such a better product, especially if you're making a raw dessert. What else is in this? Well, we've got maple syrup, an unrefined sweetener. Maple syrup is rich in minerals. That's probably the biggest thing. But the thing that I like about it is that it adds a really nice flavor. Again, it's an unrefined sugar. It's minimally processed, and you do get those health benefits from the minerals. Yeah, vitamins and minerals. And then this is the Butcher Boy organic coconut oil. I like the refined coconut oil when I'm doing this kind of a recipe. Refined means that it won't have that super coconutty flavor. I don't want the coconutty flavor in this recipe. If you do, then by all means use the unrefined. But I might use that one for like a coconut dish, like a coconut cream pie or coconut macaroons or something, or coconut cake. But so I use this. I definitely would encourage, again, the organic. And coconut oil is an interesting fat because it will solidify at like a cold temperature or even a room temperature, as opposed to the other vegetable oils. Coconut oil gets a lot of press. It has gotten a lot of press in the last few years. For many people, this will naturally increase your HDL, which is your cardioprotective or your quote unquote good cholesterol, as well as lower your LDL or quote unquote bad cholesterol. For some people, though, that go crazy on the coconut oil, it can raise their cholesterol just because the fatty acids act in an interesting way, and everybody's different. So whenever you change your diet or you change your supplements, just make sure you're working with a doctor to keep monitoring the your cholesterol, because you want to know, is it working? Is it optimizing your cholesterol, or is it aggravating it or not changing it at all? So you always want to be checking anyway. So yeah, but great health benefits. Lauric acid, I mean, just good for your teeth, good for your skin, I mean, good for your gut. This is just a really good, healthy fat. Okay, then while I just am still letting my tart, kind of chill, this is a blueberry glaze. Now, I cooked this down earlier today, and again, recipes are all in the link below. I strained it because my husband doesn't like the texture of the skins of the blueberry. So I always save that. I always save it and I throw it in a smoothie, or like the pulp, I always save it in a smoothie, or I put it in my oatmeal or with some of my vegan yogurt. But this is the strained because it's going to make a really pretty smooth glaze. And this has gelatin in it. Again, there are lots of recipes that I've done that I will link below that are connected to all of the ingredients that we're working with today. But blueberries are an antioxidant. They're good for the skin. I mean, they're good for the blood. They're good for every cell of your body because they clear free radicals. There is fiber in here. It's a natural sugar. The collagen has really great health benefits. And then the secret ingredient that I added to this is Hawthorne Extract. I put a teaspoon in there at the end. And Hawthorne is incredible for your cardiovascular health. It's an immune booster. It's another berry, so again, filled with antioxidants. Really great for allergies as we approach allergy seasons. This whole recipe actually is really great for approaching allergy seasons, fighting off colds and flus, COVID, things like that. Just so many health benefits. It's really hard to condense it all into one video. Other things that I wanted to talk about. Oh yes, and then the Almond Crunch. I'm gonna just be right back. This is the Almond Crunch, and it's almonds, and then you toast them for a while, and then you put more coconut sugar, some maple syrup, and a little bit of coconut oil, and then you let them toast for a little bit more, and then I add goji berries. Again, antioxidants, great for the body. All of my Chinese medicine doctors always told me when I was super depleted or anemic, when my mom was battling cancer, I would give, the goji berries are really good to tonify the blood and just kind of boost the qi and blood build. So again, and again, almonds, all of these ingredients are unrefined, sugar free. So if you want to have alternatives, I put this all in the link, but I just wanted to share that, like that brownie bottom, you could add it to, you could take it and add it to, fold it into vegan ice cream. You could use it for any tarts as a base. It's very versatile. You could change the flavor profile, just delicious, yummy, just so great, so great. Okay, I am going to put this all together and then talk about some more variations in just a minute. I'll be right back. We're back. It's been in the freezer all put together, maybe 10 minutes or so, but here's the final result. Look at all these beautiful layers. I'm going to cut into it. We're going to taste it, and we'll talk a little bit more. Look, you can even hear the crunch at the top right off the bat. So other variations. Wow, the list goes on and on, actually. Look at that. Can you see that? And I, for the purpose of this video, like I kind of threw it together, but can you see this? And then that fudgy center, and then that blueberry topping. Oh, it is so good. I can't even tell you. I've been making this forever. I got the recipe from, or I got the idea to create the recipe from Hail Mary. Have any of you heard of that? It's so good, and the possibilities are endless with spices and flavorings and extracts. You could put orange oil in there, almond extract. Another thing that I like to do is, top it off with cherry, like a cherry glaze or a raspberry glaze or a blackberry glaze. I've also in the past done like a vegan caramel on top. You could do other nuts. You could do seeds. Another thing that I've done in the past, have you ever had ashwagandha? Ashwagandha is an incredibly calming herb. To take a teaspoon of this, or whatever the serving size is, 2 teaspoons, it tastes awful. And I've always told my patients that, and even with my mom when she was really sick, when I knew she wasn't going to eat something, or when kids won't eat something, or just the flavor of the herb, the medicine tastes awful, chocolate cocoa is such a good way to hide those flavors. So you could take 2 or 3 or even 4 teaspoons of this, throw it in one of the chocolate layers. Very calming, very relaxing, very soothing, especially if you're going to have a dessert at night. It could actually help you kind of unwind and get into sleep mode. Let's see, the crumb topping, you could add, instead of having it be all almonds, you could do like Rice Krispies, or you could add like cornflakes. You could add like crunchiness to it in different ways. If you're gonna make it paleo, like this is definitely paleo, big time. Is it raw? No, the blueberry on the top, it was cooked for a little bit. So you could either layer blueberries on top and then put the crumb on top, or you could just take blueberries, a little bit of water, a little bit of sweetener, blast it in the the Vitamix or whatever you've got, and make a puree out, like a little quickie puree out of it. For vegan, the collagen powder is not vegan, so again, you could omit it, or you could use agar-agar as a substitute, or just not do it at all. If you don't mind the texture of the skins, if you actually like that texture, don't strain it. let's see, mint. You could make this like a Mexican-y chocolate by adding a little bit of cinnamon, some chipotle powder, like a little dash of cayenne or a dash of chipotle powder. You could make it and use pecans maybe on top. That would be a really nice way to make it like a Mexican chocolate tart. You could do, yeah, I mean, any oils, ginger, I mean, the list goes on and on. The different layer options go on and on and on. It's so good. It's so good for you. I mean, it really is. Like, this will not spike your blood sugar because of that protein and that fiber. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's so good. There are so many possibilities with this recipe. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope that you like, subscribe, and share. Turn on that notification bell. And comment below. Are you gonna try it? If you do try it, did you change it? How did you make it your own? How did it come out for you? How did your friends and family like it? Yeah, my dad hates chocolate. He had 2 servings of this. All right, that's a testament. That's a high testimony to how good this recipe is. So we will see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day and take really good care of yourself. All right, bye-bye.